Welcome to Bold Talk series, where creativity, leadership, ideas, innovation come together. My name is Epi Ludvik, and today I have a privilege to have a short one-on-one conversation with Álvaro Sánchez, CEO of Integrasys. Álvaro, great seeing you. Welcome to our Bold Talk series. How are you?
Great to see you, Epi. Very good. What about you?
Oh, doing always great, man. You know, no matter what, always be bold and always be great. You know. Great to see you here, Alvaro. I'll start first with a question that just give us an introduction in terms of what first drew you in the world of electronic software and hardware and communication, and was there a defining moment early that set you on this path?
So yes, I had a father that it was an engineer. He was a telecommunication engineer. So I decided to study an electronic engineer for not being just like him, but being able to decide between different interests I did have. One was more into the advertisement and commercials, which I like, and I had some background into it. Then also about psychologist a little bit, and then engineering. And now I mixture the three of them running a company where in the engineering we have the product, in the psychology we have a little bit on the sales side and a little bit on the people side, and in the marketing we have a very strong marketing team. So that let's say bring the three together that the most that I like.
That's nice. Well, so you're just completely trained through all these different areas to lead a company that you're leading now. Tell us what does the Integrasys does for people who are not aware of your company.
So Integrasys is a very high-tech company. We have been 35 years building software for both commercial and defense, bringing connectivity, reliable, with different set of tools. Tools that enable to communicate better, tools that enable to position it better, tools that enable drones to fly better, as well as being able to make more secure networks. So, as well as utilize space. So, space is a big part of our business, where it has become a new domain and it has become sexy again thanks to Elon Musk, that is very present, or Jeff Bezos, or Richard Branson, that have bring a lot of attention into that particular industry. So we are very well known in this industry, with 9 innovation awards in the last
Wow.
8 years. So very, very active and evolving to new solutions to our customer needs.
Nice. Now, what do you think has allowed your company to stay ahead in such specialized and competitive space?
So I think contact with our users. So understanding well. Okay, we might have let's say different set of products. Let's put like a watch. If you are selling watches, you might have different colors, but sometimes customers do not like those. They need a special one. So being able to understand that is tailoring, and that need that might not be fully addressed with one of the products. So be able to agile, custom and tailor for that particular need and that particular customer. So that flexibility has allowed us to succeed in a very competitive environment with tech giants and billionaires. So we are not a tech giant, we are not a billionaire, but we are a very innovative and customer focused company. So I'm very glad to say that we are successful thanks to that customer facing and focus.
Yeah. Well, it's always difficult to keep innovating? Given the fact that you've got, how many products do you have at the
We have 30 products right now. We have multiple patents based on the technologies we developed. We have more than 150 customers globally, from AT&T, from let's say the Ministry of Defense of Fiji, or USDOD, or uh, South African telcos, as well as Norway maritime communications providers. So it's a very diverse
Mm.
market. Even cruise lines used to buy
Wow.
very much our products. So different markets, but always B2B or B2C.
Yeah. Well, the it's when you have such diverse products that also in diverse industries. Uh, my question is, because you're also involved with the product development, technical development, and product strategy. How do you say balance between running a business and staying deeply involved in this innovation?
So the good thing is that I studied engineering, so I understand more or less what we sell and what the customer needs. And I'm a very external focus CEO, not that much internal focus. We have an excellent general manager that does the internal focus. So understanding that customer engagement and understanding what they really ask for, and translated that to the engineers with the sales team, that helps much into guiding our product roadmap. So indeed, there is a little bit a light touch of this engineering work that I am happily continue to do, because at the end of the day, if I promise or if I give my word to a customer that we want to uh, uh, support them and we want to follow their need for creating a solution, I need the engineers that to understand those needs. So sales, business development will bring that message, but if there is something that over the lifetime of the development which doesn't seem aligned, I try to embrace some of those messages, which sometimes I did receive firsthand, sometimes I did secondhand.
Yeah.
But it's important that to follow those customer needs.
Yeah. Always stay in action, right? That's important. Um,
The
Now,
the the
yeah,
market is super disrupted these days.
yeah,
Space technologies growing very, very fast. The development cycles have lowered down significantly. So many times is, as you mentioned, Epi, being very active, being very doing many things. Some of them will end up in the basket, but
yeah,
some of them will succeed. So it's about diversifying in different pots of needs and different customers, and trying to help them to succeed, so you succeed and continue with them that lifetime. But
yeah,
it's in my opinion, is diversifying and trying to do more than before and faster than before.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Working with different teams, it requires an alignment. How do you cultivate that within these teamwork, and making sure they're aligned and where you're going, given the fact you have all those challenges?
So it's funny because everyone within a company is different, and their interests are different, and their religion might be different, their culture might be different, their skin might be different, their sex or their aim to the other side that might be different as well. So it's tricky to manage the human resources, and also we have 13 locations around the world. So it's the time is also difficult. So I don't have a perfect answer, but what I would say is with patience, with understanding, and with motivation. Both are important. At the end of the day, the idea of a CEO is to make their team to perform the best in efficiency, and also to utilize those people for their strengths. So there are people that are excellent on ideas, and there are and terrible on documenting, and there is people that are terrible at ideas and excellent on documenting or coding, or the other way around. So it's about understanding what that particular profile or person is good at, and focusing on that. And then in trying to smooth as much as possible with interaction, those barriers, cultural barriers, as well as locations barriers. It's not the same as talking in Singapore hours, then in Sydney hours, then in US hours. So trying to align teams sometimes is very difficult, but it's important for those projects or programs to succeed.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you already said it. Like, everyone is different, and make sure to understand them. Do you think leaders today don't spend enough time having a normal conversation with their teams and team leaders?
Yes, well, I can tell you one story that happened a month ago.
Mhm.
That we had a 0 day in Madrid. I don't know if you hear about. We have no power for a
Yeah,
day. So
yeah,
I was in the middle of a meeting, and then I exited the meeting after 30 minutes without the power. We have a very lady office, so it was not a problem in that regard. But the traffic was terrible, so I encouraged the team to stay, and they encouraged me to speak out about the vision and the mission. So I decided to stay for a couple of hours, doing a session with the team on the mission and the vision, and it was encouraging for them. It was encouraging for me to share as well. So, do we have it enough? No. We typically used to have one internal day every January, but ideally we should have it more. The question is how much. So it's everyone. Also, we grew. So before, everyone was presenting what their projects were doing. Now we have no time to be able to do that because of the number of people. But it's important to share the knowledge and to share at least high level what other part of the company are doing, so everyone gets a little motivated with and also give them a possible parallel path to their careers if they don't like to what they are doing. So that's important, as well as we promote moving from one country to the other if there are any intentions of moving abroad and things like that. So it's
yeah.
something that keeps the people engaged.
I really love like how you use that scenario where it was just imposed in you, and you just use it to channel it in a way that now everyone get my attention, and we can just go deep in terms of talk about mission and values of the company. And sometimes, like, stuff like this, it gives us such a great learning. Maybe we could probably force ourselves to do that, and kind of enforce put ourselves in the environment, so we're not distracted by so many things. I mean, today, I don't know what is it, but today is like an average person in age of 30 years old gets like about like over 50,000 m- thought messages that's going through in a day, right? And so we are completely bombarded. Uh, that shift, that focus that it requires for you to have, especially in a company that is in the industry that is like, because you're serving both the commercial and the defense sector, right? Uh, how challenging that is for you to make sure that one side is like this commercial side of the of your product, and one side is like this military applications or whatever you.
So there is one beautiful thing that is dual use technologies. So the dual use technologies is having a commercial base, but then a military assistance to make it greater. So that's more or less how we come. One of the products that we received the last award, that it was a couple weeks ago in Dubai, it was for the most sustainable, the best tool for sustainable space, which is tracking satellites, objects in space, and being able to make collision avoidance between satellites. It's like a traffic management of aircrafts, but in the space. And for people that are not familiar with the space. And in that regard, we created as a tool for satellite operators, which is a business, it's commercial. But also governments owns satellites, and they also like to regulate and make sure that satellites do not crash with each other, do not follow each other, or things like that. So with some greater enhancements, we were able to accomplish multiple business, which with just focusing on commercial wouldn't be able to. So that's an example on how we can do both. Also, it's important to differentiate versions, because sometimes we customize with let's say classified information, and that classified information needs to be managed just by a group of people that can handle that type of information in facilities that are not connected and are isolated and are secure. So in that regard, that's something which prevent you to feedback. So it would be only from commercial to defense, rather than from defense to commercial, how dual use technologies would be developed.
Well explained, Alvaro. When you look, for example, in terms of people's misconception, right? You mentioned satellites, right? What's one misconception people often have about satellite technology or your field in general?
Well, I would say similar to when I think of it, outer space is like another world. So
I can imagine.
you here you can see satellites you cannot see, so they see you, but you
Yeah.
don't see them. So as well as many times the life, whether you are in Singapore, whether you are in Europe, whether you are in US, you actually live very comfortable. You have GPS, you have communications, you have Google Maps with Earth's observation. So there are three examples there of how satellite helps: connecting, giving you GPS, and giving you images of those satellites to merge with those positions. So that's something which is quite nice. And looking at an analogy of a satellite is similar to a drone. So a drone might be flying nearby, but the satellite flies very high. But it's like it's a drone in a space, and is similar to the air domain, quite similar. The planes maneuver much quicker, while the satellites take a little longer. But sometimes satellites even fly faster than planes, considering the orbit. So that would be an analogy for who is not
Awesome.
knowledgeable of that matter.
Fantastic. I'd love to take this conversation to the next level, maybe sometimes in the future, Alvaro. Truly appreciate your time. Last question. What does the word bold mean to you?
Well, good question. I think that is kind of exciting. It's fun, and as you said in the start, that helped me on this answer. I'm excellent. I'm bold all the time. So I would say that it is fun. So I have been having a very good fun over these calls, over this call and these questions. So I would say that now bold feels fun to me.
Awesome. Well, always be bold. Keep up with great work. Thank you for joining me in this Bold Talk series. And looking forward to seeing you soon again. Until next time, take care, be great, and be bold always.
My pleasure, Epi. Thank you very much.
Take care.